In a couple of hours, Splinterlands is gonna release their ranked overhaul, and I'm really excited. I think the whole community is really excited. Everybody has been waiting for this for a while, and it's finally here. So let's take a look at it. There are basically two changes coming today, and a bunch of minor consequences because of that. So the two changes are they're not gonna have any more leagues in ranked play. And instead of using an elo system, now we're gonna have a flat rate system. Okay, well let's take a deep dive. What does it mean like to have no more leagues? It's all bronze, silver, gold, up until champion. It's all gone? Like, no. The league still exists, you still have the image, but it's mostly cosmetic. Now what really matters is your rating. But yeah, anyway, that's really good because it definitely simplifies the whole system. There are no more level caps, like no max level and no minimum level caps, so you can go and play with a full deck straight out of novice, and that's fine. And you're also not penalized for using low level cards, either because you don't have their higher level or because you deliberately chose the lower level ones, like a martyr card or some low speed card for a reverse speed set. Anyway, you're not gonna get penalized from having low level cards anymore. With the exception of starter cards, from my understanding, you're still gonna get penalized from using starter cards, but not necessarily because they're low level, just because they are starter cards. Okay, so and another simplification is that there's gonna be a single SPS pool instead of having one SPS reward pool for each league. I mean, still gonna have one pool for modern and one pool for wild. And yeah, that's really good because, like, to be honest, we in a way we're kind of reversing back to the system we had it before, right? But the difference now with this, because now we have the staking SPS requirement. So a lot of the problems that we had of, and that's why we had all these band-aids about like max level, minimum level cards, which was to, yeah, prevent some potential exploits, but SPS staking kind of fixed all of that. Next, because there is only a single pool and no more leagues, now there is a single leaderboard, so we don't have more bronze leaderboard, silver leaderboard, gold leaderboard. There's only one leaderboard, which happens to be the champion one, just because it's the highest. And that's also really good because, again, the whole ethos and what Matt has been talking about the town halls is the idea is like you always should want to move up. Like if you can move up, you should want to do so. But if you had leaderboard prices at specific ratings, so a lot of the times now it doesn't make sense. You don't want to move up to another league. You want to stay at the top of your league and reap those leaderboard rewards. But now that's not the case. In fact, you're actually forced to move up. I don't think even the pop-up is gonna appear. You just, as I told you, like you don't even need to choose. You just go up in rating, and the league image is gonna keep changing. With the exception, there's always an exception here in Splinterlands, right? But energy costs are still tied not only to a league in general, like bronze or silver, but tied to bronze 3, bronze 2, bronze 1. But I'll talk more about that in a later slide. So let's move on for now and talk about the rate system now. So okay, before we had the elo system, which was basically like if you're facing a higher level opponent, you're gonna get more points, and if you're facing and you win, right, you get more points, and the higher level opponent that loses more point. Now it doesn't matter. You always get, if you win, you get plus 20. If you lose, you lose 20. And that's extremely problematic in theory, but it's in here it's fine because you're gonna reach. The idea is for the matchmaking system to always match you against good opponents, so you don't need to do this calculation. Oh, if it's a higher level, if it's like, no, you're already facing a same level opponent anyway, so you don't really need the elo system. At least that's the idea. And on top of that, there is a win streak bonus. So instead, if you want a win streak, instead of you getting 20 points, you get 40. And that's only until you reach champion. After that, no more win streak bonus. And I also think this is problematic, and I'll explain you why. But just to finalize here, the rating is capped at 5,000 points for like the economic calculations, right? So now it doesn't matter if you go like 8,000, 9,000 rating. The calculations is assuming I don't know if the matchmaking is gonna do that, but at least for the economic, the SPS reward is gonna assume you have 5,000 rating. I'm not sure if it's gonna assume everyone above 5,000 rating that is this a good opponent and just gonna keep matching them over and over. I'm not sure. Anyway, what are my thoughts? I think this is a really good change. It's a lot simpler and more elegant than before with all the band-aids. Even like not even like about new players, like even like veteran players, it's still hard to memorize like all the level breakpoints of the max level of the league and the minimum league requirements, especially because you also have these unique cards, like namely like promo cards that are only max level, so you cannot even have it like low level like Waka or Lux or whatever. But and also I think I'm really excited to just create more strategic. Like I think the creation, like the deck creation, is gonna be more strategic, because now instead of just like, oh, just get the cards at these levels, you now can use your resources appropriately. So you think like, okay, this card I think I use a lot, I do a lot of combos with that, so that one I'm gonna get a max level. This one, let's say maybe some martyr cards or some other ones, I'm gonna keep it a low level. These ones I'm gonna keep at these specific breakpoints, because even though it gets better, it's just slightly better, so it's not worth the cost I'm gonna pay. So yeah, I think this is gonna be really, really cool. I do have a few concerns with the whole system. My first one is with the win streak bonus, because I don't know, I think that's gonna push everyone to champion, right? Because like if on average you win 30 points when you win and you lose 20 points, even if you have like a 40% win rate, you're still gonna keep going up, right? So I think the rating inflation is gonna be nuts, especially because of the win streak bonus. And my second concern is regarding with energy, and this I think it's actually bad. So let me elaborate. Here you can see the new energy cost, and say I'm talking about like not having leagues, and the leagues is not important, blah blah blah, except energy cost. So see, like the energy cost is still tied to the leagues, And now I think you create like some really weird scenarios and really weird exploits that definitely goes against the you always want to move up idea. Okay, if you look at this table, what is the optimal way to play the game now? It's not to just keep going up. It's like, it's slightly before going up, you need to top up your energy. So you always need to keep aware, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go up, okay, top up my energy, okay, gonna go up again, top up my energy. And now even worse, you're just like, oh, actually, I went on a losing streak by accident, but now I'm close enough. Let's say I'm I don't know, almost at 2800 here. Maybe now it makes sense for me to lose like a 3-4 matches on purpose just to go down to gold 1, top up my energy, and then move up again. So that's really, I don't think that's how they intend for the game to be played, but that's how that's gonna be played. And I'm not sure how it's gonna work, because I know the energy cost keeps going up. But if every single league here, I don't know how to say that. Basically, like, if they're not connected, my point is like, let's say you start in bronze 3, you buy 25 energy, and you're paying like 2 DC, right? And then when you go to bronze 2, you buy another 25 energy on the same day for 5 energy. My point is like, you can basically keep like blast through the leagues by buying very cheap energy. Anyway, I think that's extremely problematic, but there are some solutions, and I'll present you one. My favorite one is basically like, instead of charging the energy beforehand, right? Instead of you buying a bunch of energy that you can store, you are charged the energy when you use it, right? So let's say you can go to 0 energy, and then you can continue to fighting, but like you press battle, and then X amount of DC is deducted from your account from that extra energy. So see, like, now it doesn't make more sense to lose on purpose. And on top of that, I think it would also be better, instead of just having this like this convoluted table, just follow the SPS reward curve. So if it follows the same curve, like, you're gonna be charged fairly for your energy. So yeah, that's I don't know if that's clear, but I think that's a better solution that fixes this. Again, I don't know if I want to call that those exploits, or just smart use of the energy system, but yeah. Anyway, lastly, I want to make some predictions, and I mean, I kind of was hinting those a bit, which is that I think a lot of people are gonna be in champion, mostly because of the win streak bonus. So yeah, and that's gonna be a problem for the staking SPS requirements, because I think now all of a sudden, let's say somebody that is playing silver with 30k SPS, now they're gonna be playing champion, and now they need a 300k SPS. So I don't know, I didn't do the math. They might still be earning more rewards, but I think barely, and they might even be worse. And the solution here is like, they can say, oh, okay, just buy more SPS, but I don't think it's realistic, like, from overnight expect people to buy like 200k SPS. And the other solution is to rent SPS, but I don't know if you ever tried renting SPS. It's not a good experience. But to be honest, I don't even think this is such a big problem, because it's, if turns out that the win streak bonus is a problem, then I think yeah, just remove that. It's easy fix. So I wouldn't worry about too much about that. I think the team would make changes if that is a problem. Because I mean, I could be completely wrong here. But anyway, moving on. I think the extra prediction is that cards are gonna be really, really scarce. And I wouldn't even call that a problem, but that's just a shift in the game. And I think that's intentional, because I even remember Aggro saying something about that the goal was to have like not everyone having all the cards. So I kind of like that. I like that you kind of have this game on top of the game, the actual like battles, which is like you kind of choosing how you're gonna allocate your resources, which cards you're gonna get at which level. And yes, while you're not gonna have a very fair level playing field in the battle per se, because like you're never gonna face opponents that they all have the exact same cards, but you are gonna face people that had a similar amount of resources and they allocated that differently. So I think that's really good, and I think this system is taking us a lot closer, yeah, to this new game, let's say, or the dream game that they're having. But yeah, but a kind of consequence of that, and that I think is slightly bad, is that I think the market is gonna be really dry. I don't see any solution, because it's almost like you cannot have something really scarce with a lot of liquidity, right? It's they're kind of like the opposite. So yeah, I don't know. I think markets are gonna be really dry, especially now that Rebellion, like with the conflicts, like the markets are already like super dry, because the conflicts incentivize you to, you cannot put the cards in the market either to sell or to rent. So I just think these changes are gonna emphasize this scarcity and market dryness even more. Yeah, yeah. Just again, it's not a prediction. The next point is that I just think that's how we're gonna play. We just kind of like build. I think summoners are gonna be really important. So like to have that of those summoners that you want to play like maxed out, because if you want a few key cards are maxed out, the summoner still needs to be maxed, right? So, but I think they're gonna be quite expensive, and then kind of want to build your team around the summoners that you choose. Yeah, okay, and lastly, kind of like a market prediction. I think so, because of this scarcity thing, cards and packs, the prices are gonna go up. But I don't think so much, because it's not like, again, I think it's a shift in the game. So it's not that, oh, everyone now is gonna play at max decks all the time. But so I still think that there is a cap of how much the card price is gonna go up, because it's gonna be related to the SPS rewards, right? So, but I still think there is still a lot of room so the SPS rewards are here, and the cost of the deck. Of course, you need to account for the time of people playing. But I still think there is like a little bit of room for to go up, following the scarcity. But and lastly, I think vouchers. That's another thing that I don't know if many people are realizing. Because the energy, maybe I forgot to mention that, but you can use vouchers to pay for the energy system here, and I think it's you can use one voucher at 100 DEC. So, and currently vouchers are at around like 3.57, I don't know, cents. So there's still a lot of room to go up, and because like normally, even with these adjusted energy costs, I think it's still gonna make sense to buy energy. And if you assume that on average, everyone, let's say you have 1,000 players in Modern, everyone buying 25 energy per day, like all of a sudden, that's a lot of vouchers being used, right? Especially because in the higher cost here, you would actually require multiple vouchers to. But again, that's why I said on average. Anyway, so I also think this overnight we're gonna have a lot of use case for vouchers. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. I'm really curious. I'm really excited to play now and be like more strategic with the deck building choices. And actually, you can go here to games on the block. You can create a deck exactly how you want to. You can choose. You can quickly view the cards and choose the breakpoints. You can specify the levels that you want, and you just click one button and rent everything. So yeah, I hope that's useful for everyone with this new ranked system. But yeah, that's all for today. I thank you for watching and see you on the battlefields.